Wait, you're back? Yeah, they always come back. Welcome to another spicy episode of the Ladies Pitch Podcast. Sit back, relax, and let the ladies do all the work. Here are your hosts, Haydee Baby and Dory.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Ladies Pitch Podcast. It's your girl, Haydee Baby, also known as your favorite mommy on these pod streets. What is good? Well, guys, I have a guest with me here today. Long behold, it's been a while. A fellow New Yorker. I'm so happy. It's been a while since, you know what? It's been a while since I had a New Yorker on the pod.
Damn.
It's been a minute. I need that New York energy, that Brooklyn energy.
Only the out of towners? You only had the out of towners?
I only been having out of towners style. I mean, shout outs to them, but something about potting with a New Yorker, with a fellow New Yorker, that's different. The energy is different.
Little bit.
And if you don't recognize that voice, it's my bro, my pod bro, Styles.
The
What's
guy
good?
that's always fucking it up. Everything is good. What's good with you, though?
I'm chilling. How's everything? How's
It's a
pod
pleasure.
life? How's
I
life?
mean, pod life pod life is good when you podding, but when you on like a little mini vacay, especially for the brunch hour, it's not good. It's not good. You realize that, you haven't been your therapist in a minute, aka the mic, aka pause, aka
Yo,
what?
that is a fact. Yo,
Yeah.
potting is like you being your own therapist. Like,
I'm a different guy when I'm not podding, I promise you. It's like somebody being hangry.
that is a fact. That is so true. And it's always like, right? It's crazy because we've always said this like on and off the mic that like potting has been like we just said like our therapy, our outlet, therapeutic outlet, right? So it's like when
100%.
you really going through some shit and you really like hyper focus on your pod, that's when you create your best work, I swear.
Big facts. I was driving. I went to get a haircut today, so I drove. My bar was in Connecticut. So I drove to Connecticut. Was coming back. I was in a good mood, good spirits. I hadn't, potted in a minute since probably I think like February, March, some shit like that. And I don't know. Well, we have this highway, it's the Hutchinson. So basically it's two lanes, but it's a highway. Go figure, right? So I'm merging or going into the other lane. Now, I have a lightweight sports car. There was another, car behind me, not behind me, but behind me to my right as I'm going over there. And they're moving wild slow. So as soon as I decide that I'm getting over and I got over, they want to lay on the horn. For what though? You're not moving, you're not whatever. So like again, I'm a different person when I'm not potting because I definitely stopped in the middle of the highway, literally dead stop, stuck my finger out the window,
Yo, you
flipped them off.
crazy.
Yeah, and then I was on the phone with my brother. He was like, "Yo, relax. You never know what kind of maniac is behind you."
Wait a minute, you still got that Dom Toretto car? The Fast and
I
Furious?
I do. I do.
See?
Don Toretto. But we was chilling though. We wasn't even doing, we was doing station wagon numbers. We wasn't doing nothing crazy. I
You was doing
promise
Brady
you.
Bunch numbers? Yo,
That's
station
it. They was
wagon
just
numbers is
profiling.
hilarious. Yo, what's crazy
Yeah.
is that I don't drive, right?
Mhm.
I mean, I drive people crazy, but that's something
Mhm.
different.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
don't drive, but I don't know. I feel like I'm so, right now, I'm just so in my chill era that I'm like, if I get on the road, like people gonna really piss me off. Because as a passenger princess, I be seeing the shit that people do on the road.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just be wanting to be the instigator, like, oh, tell the driver, like, oh, you gonna let them get away with that? Like, that's
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
crazy. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I will pull over on the side of the road, like, let's get it popping. What are you doing? Why you cut me off like that?
See, you can't be in my car
See, so
because
I gotta
I don't need you to. Yeah.
stay
Yeah.
off the road. The road is
Yeah.
just not for me. I'm like, I'll probably be like an occasional driver, like
Mhm.
local shit, but I'm not driving to like another
You can't be.
borough.
You bugging. You said a local. You live in a. Well, you don't live in the Bronx. You're from the Bronx. But you're
Yeah,
right. You could be a local driver where you are right now without
that's what I'm
disclosing your
saying.
location. Yes, absolutely. 100%.
Thank you. You see, this is what's good when you have like a
Yeah.
fellow potter with you. You know what's
Yeah.
up.
100%. The Bat
But
Cave,
yeah.
yeah, you good all day.
Yep. So I have to be all right, I'm gonna go to Target. All right, let me hop in the car. Boom, boom. But New York City, and then like New York City is so congested.
Hmm.
Nah,
Yeah, my
nah, I'm
wife
claustrophobic. I
refuses
can't
to
do it.
drive up here. She like, I'm not, never. I don't think, matter of fact, yes, she did drive up here one time around here because I had to drop a rental off. So she had to drive my car while I dropped the rental off and follow me. That was it. In 12 years, that was it.
But she drives freely where
Oh,
she's
yeah.
at.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah, yeah. Like
It's
a maniac.
different.
No, it's not different. Like a maniac. Yeah, because in Dallas, the speed limit is like 75, which means you could do 85 comfortably.
Right. And you got the
Yeah.
extra lanes out there too?
Yeah, talking about New Yorkers, we are restricted. Like, if anybody's doing 85, they going to jail if you
No,
get caught.
facts. If, big if. So what's going on with you? How's your 2025? How's your pre-summer? If this is summer, how's it
Yeah,
going
yeah.
so far?
A little dyslexic, backwards and shit like that, because, like, today is cold and rainy. Who knew, right? I went outside in a
Mm-hmm.
t-shirt, hopped in my car, thought I was safe. Not at all.
Nah.
Nah, Mother Nature just basically, she, all right, I'm gonna just keep it PG. But yeah,
Super.
she did that to
PG.
me.
Do
Yeah.
you remember where you're at?
For real, it was BDSM outside. Like, what we doing? Knock it off. Um,
Up
but
against
yeah,
the
nah,
ropes.
yeah. Shout outs to Jess, bless Jess, because we did start a new podcast, Hustle and Heal, and that's doing pretty well. You know,
Yes.
pretty
Loving
happy
the
with the numbers.
visuals too. Like, long
Yeah,
time coming. Shout outs to her. Shout outs to y'all. I love the pod. But
appreciate you.
I'm one of
Yeah,
like your
you
biggest
real
supporters. You're
biased.
one of
Yeah,
my biggest, right? I'm like, it's kind
100%.
of biased a little bit because it's like it's been with 5 years in
Yeah,
this pod shit. I've that you support Ladies Pitch. You listen to the pod. You know how much
mm-hmm.
like I give you your flowers on this podcast. Like now I
I
got wine and a
appreciate it.
drink. Like cheers to you.
No, no, no. Hold on.
Congratulations, starting
Yeah,
another
pow.
endeavor.
Yeah, yeah, for
How's that
sure.
going? Like, what's the difference? Like, you feel a difference like with the visuals now and like actually
A
being
lot.
out there?
A lot. And if I told you what we did, like for instance, we recorded 4 episodes in one day. And when I say one day, well, it was less than 12 hours. Okay,
Yeah.
because yeah, we got the Airbnb. Airbnb, they jerk you because they don't let you in till 4 o'clock and they get you out at 10 o'clock the next day. So it's just like the entire hotel industry. They let you in at 4 and they kick you out at 10. So
Mm-hmm.
that's pretty much what it was. What kills me though was that at the Airbnbs they be like clean up. I'm like, for what? You just charged me a premium for the cleanup. Why am I cleaning up? I don't want to clean up.
Yeah.
You take the garbage out and wash the dishes. So I'm a little confused with that, But it was a nice little spot. God definitely blessed us because it was a last minute thing and stuff like that. She flew in from Maryland, and
Mm-hmm.
we've been chopping up episodes ever since. We got two more in the clip right now before we meet up again, and that whole thing.
That's what's
And this,
up.
yeah, and this is a blessing right here, cause H knows I don't do this. This right here, the whole podcast on video, we don't do that.
Yeah,
And
he
the only
definitely
reason
is
we
not.
do it is, we do this because we've been in each other's presence before. So I know what the vibe is.
Yeah, he know my vibe is like our vibes together, should I say. We know what's
Yeah,
up. Like,
that's big facts.
yeah. All right, so let's get into it. I got a couple of things lined up for us to talk about. Um, and you're one of top three best conversationalists I know, the Leo that you are. Most Leos I know are great conversationalists, but so we're gonna get into it. So, all right, so this is I actually heard this on another podcast that I recently started getting into. I don't know if you ever heard of it. It's called Real Love Scenario.
Nah, but send me the links though.
Yeah, I'll definitely send you the link. So, Yeah, so I'll get into the first topic. So this is basically, how do you feel about your significant other making friends of the opposite sex while you guys are together? Like, do you think, are you okay with that? Like, what type of boundaries? And if you are, like, what kind of boundaries should they set to make you comfortable?
Um, it's that's a loaded question because it depends on your relationship that you have with your partner, and the level of trust that you have with your partner. Now, I trust my partner implicitly. I don't trust anything outside of that. You get what I'm saying? Like everybody thinks they got a shot at the title. Um, I guess the boundaries we set that we both abide by that we've agreed on, of course you can't text or call after a certain time. I mean, you could text whatever time you want to text at the end of the day. But calls and shit like that, we not doing that after a certain time. Solo dolo meetups and stuff like that, I don't think I'm comfortable with it. But again, like I said, I know, I trust my partner implicitly, but the other person. So I guess in order for that to happen, we'd have to be mutual friends, you know. Um, yeah. I know. I already know. I
You know,
already know. I know what's coming. It's the flying guillotines. Go ahead, chop them heads off.
I'm not with it, Styles. Like,
I know.
listen, you guys could be friends. I could even
Yep.
know the person. And like you said, I totally agree. I
Yeah.
trust my partner. I just don't trust other people.
Understood.
Like, no. Like, yeah,
All right.
you guys can be friends. I'm not saying you gotta cut off your friends. Absolutely not. Especially if you know them before me. That's cool. Boundaries, like you said, text, fine after a certain time. Nah, you're not responding. Like, nah, we're not doing that. But new friends?
No new friends.
No, in the words, yeah, you took the words. In the words of Drake, no new friends. Like, I'm your friend. Like, what
Right.
other friend?
Nah, I'm with you 100%. I'm with
Because
you.
think about it, especially for women, right? Like, a guy is not hitting us up in our DMs. The guy's not trying to talk to us in the street to be friends. No matter what they say, at my big age, he not he not trying to
That's a
be
big fact.
friends
At all. Not a little bit.
at all.
Not a
At
little bit.
all.
They trying to do big age things. You
Yeah,
understand?
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I just feel like I don't know. I want to say it's just like inappropriate. It's just
I,
inappropriate. Like,
all
unless
right.
it's like
So
a
you
networking thing, it's a work thing, I guess you don't have a choice. Sometimes you have to be somewhat friendly with the people you work with. But
right.
friends, nah,
You
a
just
little too
gave them an
loosely.
angle. Yeah, it's like you could be the work husband, work wife, but you just can't be friends.
And even then, no. What you mean,
But you,
work wife? No.
but you wouldn't even know.
And listening, what I don't know doesn't hurt me, right?
Big
That's cool.
facts. Big facts.
That's
But when
cool.
you do find out, it does destroy you. It doesn't even like it.
Right.
It's not hurt. It's like burn the village down, type of shit. You
What?
know?
Everything's going down. Everything's going down. Then I
Yeah.
have to go to like the company party, the work party, and then I'm gonna know exactly who the work wife is.
Yeah. It's the one that
Cause
brought
I'm
him the
just
plate.
what? No, we not having that. We are not having it. What are you doing?
Oh
Yo,
my
side note,
god.
I flipped on somebody one time that brought my ex a plate.
I believe you.
I was like, no. I was like, no. I said it respectfully, you know what I'm saying? But
Right.
like, listen, that's me right there. Like it's so good. Like I serve him.
But this is the thing though. Like I don't know how long ago that was. I'm assuming it
Oh,
was
that
in
was
your
a long
30s.
time ago.
I'm
Yeah,
hoping and praying.
20s.
But oh yeah, that person definitely shooting a shot for sure, 100%, and marking their territory until they were, politely stiff armed.
Like if it's somebody from my family, bet cool, a cousin, mom, whatever, that's family.
Right.
But
Yeah.
no, we not having that. I'm not with
And why did she feel so comfortable as to bring him a plate? Like, mama, relax.
it.
That's your
That's a
plate.
fact.
Enjoy the food. Oh,
So very recently, I had a guy friend where I had to set some type of boundary because I felt like he was being inappropriate.
Mm-hmm.
and I let it be known. And I think, see, this is what's wrong with a lot of men in my experience. Like the minute you set that boundary, because that friendship level thing, like we send each other memes and stuff like that, that's cool. But then like it reaches a point where it's, in my opinion, is borderline inappropriate. To them, it might not be. Like a man will cross every line that you allow him to cross. But once I set that boundary, and I'm like, listen, like I would appreciate if you just don't send me stuff like that anymore. Don't say shit like that to me anymore. Like he was like, oh, but what you like? He got so hostile to the point where like we deleted one another on social media. Like, all right, so then
Mm.
if you're not gonna respect me and you're gonna come out hostile, very condescending. At first, he was like, all right, yeah, cool. So I was like, all right, cool, thanks, thank you. And he responded with something else, being slick with the mouth. We not doing that. We not doing that, boo. Like I'm not having that. Like I understand that we had a certain level of friendship where we can do shit like that, but now I'm
Right.
telling you that it needs to stop. And if you can't respect that, then guess what?
Can't be
Access is
friends.
completely cut off. Like,
There we go.
yeah, and it's like, I mean, whatever. It is what it is.
But again, like you said, dudes will definitely cross every line possible, and memes is a great entry point to everything. You find out a lot about a person by how they respond to a meme that you send them. And when I say that, I'm talking about
Absolutely.
between you two. Fuck the world. I'm talking about like I'm sending you shit. I'm like, all right, let me see how you respond to this. Oh, we have the same sense of humor. Cool. Let me send this to you.
Hmm.
Oh, you like shit like that for, whatever, on a whole other, wavelength or whatever. And when you sent what he said, I mean, well, when you responded the way that you responded to his thing, he probably was like, the fuck I do.
Right. Absolutely. And that has happened a lot in my experience in my
Mm-hmm.
past, where I have to like set that boundary, especially with like guys that I've dealt with and then I'm
Mm-hmm.
not dealing with anymore because they're used to dealing with me on a certain level.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So now they can't deal with me on that level and have all that access that they had when we were fucking around. And then now it's
Right.
like, damn, what you mean you answer me 8 hours later, 2 days
Yeah.
later? I'm used to you answering to me in 5, 10 minutes, like a couple of minutes. And now it's like it becomes a problem.
Like you're
And
not
it's
that
like,
guy
nah.
anymore. And this shit
Yeah,
is
you
hurtful
not
to the
him no
ego.
more.
Yeah.
You not
Fucking
him.
ego is a fucking bruised peach right now. That shit like it's a no go. Toss that shit over there. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but um, so you said I was gonna ask you what's the reasonable boundary for both parties, but you said, of course, like texting after a certain time, meetups. What if she had a guy bestie, not
Yeah.
gay, very
Right.
straight, and they
Yeah.
wanted to do like monthly meetups, but you don't have like a relationship with him or any type of like
But what does this meetup consist of though? Like,
catching up
what
with
is it?
life. What's going on?
Yeah, you can text him that. You know what I mean? You ain't gotta fuck that meetup shit. Like you say, and I don't even want to sound like the jealous person, because I'm talking shit, but a lot of relationships change once you're in a relationship. And when I say you're outside, external relationships, depending on how you care about that person. You get what I'm saying? And the type of dynamic that y'all have. So, nah, there's no meetups. There's no meetup. I'm that guy. You want to meet up? We meet up. We meeting up together. You
I'm
understand?
pulling up
And
whether you like it or not.
yeah, and it's not even no, cause come on, if the shoe was on the other foot, I got a female best friend, and we just meeting up once a month. She gonna be like, what is that, a dick appointment? What we doing?
Right. Yeah, that's a fact. Because
You know what
that's
I mean?
immediately where our minds go to as women. Like,
Yeah, cause best
what are you
friends
doing?
will get it fucked up. They be like, yo, I was here before, I'll be here after. Not fucking with me, you won't. So I think you need to just best leave that alone. Just let it rock. Leave it alone.
There's been like so many sticky situations or end of relationships or friendships because of that same phrase. Like, oh, I was here before her, or I was here before him, and I'm gonna be here afterwards. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, I'd rather have problems with outside than at home. Like I gotta come lay here with this person and like I
Big
don't wanna be
facts.
beefing with this person over you. Like we're not
Yeah,
doing
and
that.
I chose her, not you. Like, you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So if I chose her, not you, now my center has shifted. She is the center of my universe right now. You understand what I'm saying? And everything I do now for us. You understand? Um, interpersonal relationships that I had, I can't obviously have those types of relationships anymore. We used to text at like 1 o'clock in the morning, like, yo, what's good? What you doing? Blah, blah, blah. You see in the Knicks game? That shit is dead. You're gonna have to wait till 9 o'clock to get the fucking update.
9 a.m. is crazy to respond to a text. That's like late morning. Like, damn. Well, I'm not gonna text you back as soon as I wake up because it's gonna make it seem like why you waking up with that bitch on your mind. Like,
Yo, that's a fact. And then, if you're me, then it's funny because if your partner was known as a flirt before, during, and after, then, of course, you definitely can't have no friends. You can't have no friends. Nigga, you too friendly. You friendly with the fucking waitress. You understand what I'm saying? You holding the door friendly. Like, we're not doing this. Yeah, no. No more friends.
holding the door. Why are you holding the door for other women? What are you doing?
Exactly. You seen the memes and the videos.
Nah, don't get
You
me
seen
wrong.
it.
Like that's extreme. I'm not toxic to that extreme. I'm like
It the
low tier toxic now. You know what I mean? Like I'm in
Nah,
the
nah, nah, nah,
little bit
nah.
below
Hey,
yellow.
knock it the fuck off, cause you know exactly what I'm talking about. He hold the
No,
door. She like,
yeah.
thank you. She like, you welcome. She turn around and smile. No, 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 bitch. I'll set your whole ass on
No,
fire and you on fire.
turning around and smiling.
Yeah.
You
Have
must
you
not like your teeth, ma.
at
You
all?
must not like your teeth.
At all.
Why are you showing like? Why am I seeing all grill? Nah,
Yeah, I've
no,
had
like we're not
waitresses
doing
leave
that.
notes on fucking receipts that I've signed and tipped already. Like, yeah, no, no. Anyway, yeah, moving on.
It's like, I remember there was a story not so long ago where the waitress wrote, oh man, I think I spoke about it in the pod. This was like maybe like a year ago or so. But she wrote a note. The waitress wrote a note on the tab to the
Mm,
husband. Oh, sorry, I got the story twisted. The wife wrote the note on the tab, and in the tip line, instead of
mm.
adding a tip, she wrote, don't say anything to my husband. I was like, you're already
Wait,
leaving
what?
at the end. Like you're signing the damn check. Like, don't say
Yeah,
anything to my husband. And she gave it to the waitress, and the waitress took a picture of it, she posted it on social media, and went viral. And yeah,
yeah.
she was
You
dead
got the
serious
attention you
too.
wanted. Here you go.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Hell yeah. But yeah, like I said, I think it's sticky. It's kind of sticky for like friendships, especially with the opposite sex. It's crazy because I feel like this whole having friends of the opposite sex, I swear it's like a modern day thing. Like my mom has no friends of the opposite sex. My grandma didn't have
Well,
any
also,
friends of the
they
opposite
didn't
sex.
have Facebook. They didn't have Instagram either. So
But my
they
mom
had to
used
go
to be
outside.
outside. Yeah, my mom used to be outside. Like my mom was clubbing when she was like 14, 15 years old. Like
Hmm.
she was getting
Okay.
into clubs. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But then again,
Uh,
she met my stepdad in 89.
and
And my
he's a
stepdad
Leo.
was like, right, big Leo, full grown lion. Like,
Yo, for real. He had the whole, what I mean? I'm 60 years old with the mane. Like, I done seen some
yo,
things. Get your
yeah,
ass inside.
he's 65 now. He's like,
Mm-hmm.
nah, we not having that.
Mm-hmm.
And he was very much like, nah, he just so it's so funny because a couple of months ago it was my mom's birthday. Well, December was her birthday. We had a birthday party for her. And where she lives, Durag lives nearby.
Mm.
So I was like, he's chilled with my family before, like family functions, but he's never met my mom and my stepdad. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, me innocently, that's not homie. So I'm like, yo, come through, whatever, whatever. Like, my parents here, family here, we drinking, eating, dancing, whatever, whatever. He's
Yeah.
like, all right, bet. So I tell my stepdad, I'm like, out of respect, you know what I'm saying? Man of the house, let him know another man is coming to his house because I know how he is. So I definitely had to tell him beforehand, like, listen, I have a friend, blah, 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 close friend. So he's like, a friend, a guy friend, like, and I'm like, yeah, we just friends, whatever, whatever. And he's like, he gave me a whole lecture before Durag even got there. And I'm like, he's just a friend. He was like, all right, whatever, whatever. Durag came through. Anyway, he got along with him. It was cool. He gave him about like 85 lectures. the whole night
Mm-hmm.
that he was there. Durag had to
Yep.
keep reiterating to him, like, we're just friends, whatever. But the next day we spoke about it, and it's because he's old school. Like, he just doesn't see a man and a woman being friends without there being some type of ulterior motive. You know what I mean? So he's
100%.
just like, oh, be careful. Like, I'm just have that mentality where it's like, what do you want from my daughter? You know what I mean? Like, why are
Yeah,
you around my daughter as a friend?
opening
Like,
salvo is you understand who that is to me, right?
yeah.
And that's the opening salvo, and then it's just all downhill from there. Like, gotta lay the law, regardless
And
of what.
I was asking Dura, like, what was he telling you? He was like, nah, he was saying, like, that's my daughter and this and that. And I'm like, oh my God, I love him, but Jesus Christ. He has such a hard time, like, with the concept that we were just friends. Like,
Mm-mm. He didn't have a hard time with the concept at all. However, he wasn't gonna revisit it either. So, just in case it turns to anything else, ingrain this in your memory. That's pretty much what he was. He don't give a fuck. Like, yeah, that's what you said, but I've been around the world 7, 8 times already, young lady. So he was like, I'm gonna tell this little
my
dude right now
God.
what's going on and blah blah blah. So yeah, I get
Yeah,
it.
he has this old saying that he says in Spanish that says, yo soy un perro viejo de la calle. Translation, I'm an old dog from the street. That's when it translates. I heard that shit so many times growing up. I'm like, oh my God. You
That's
forget that I'm an
crazy.
old dog from the street. I'm like, oh, okay.
That's crazy. Mm.
Right. All right. So I guess we both are in agreement that no new friends.
No new
So
friends.
there's that.
Period.
All right. So we're going to segue into our next topic.
And I need
So,
all the old friends documented too. I don't want to have to revisit this and be like, but he just came out of nowhere. He was always there. What are you talking about? He was always there. You never mentioned him. That everybody has to be documented. You understand what I'm
yo,
saying?
that is
Look,
so
look.
true. Like, oh, I know this person 10 years. I've been with you 5. Why I never heard of this person? Like, where
Ever.
this person
Yeah.
come from? Oh,
Yeah.
we find
Not
each other
that's
again after years. So then that's not your friend.
at
That's
all.
it. What happened that caused y'all to not talk anymore? Like, what transpired? I need to know everything. I'm all
Yep.
in the business. All in the business. So yeah, we're gonna get a little bit into like mental health and our partners and all that good shit. So how do you support all right, so how do you support your significant other when they're mentally exhausted, when their mental health ain't right?
I know when you sent that over, I was, a little curious as to what you really meant behind that because I'm not sure. Like,
All right, I'm gonna
I
give you
don't
a
have
little
a
bit of
PhD in
context.
anything. Yeah.
Right, and I always preface by saying that I am not a licensed therapist or mental health specialist. Neither is
Right.
Styles. We're hood therapists. All
Hood
right,
therapist.
hood therapists in the fullest. So I've been following like this whole Diddy trial and all that shit, and I'm invested. I be at work with my AirPod, like listening to it live.
100%.
The people covering it. But it's because I feel people that know me know that I feel very strongly like when it comes to domestic violence, when it comes to sexual abuse, all that stuff. Like, oh my God. But I've been like when Cassie testified or whatever, I was thinking on the flip side of it, like
Mm-hmm.
her current husband, like her husband right now. Like
Mm-hmm.
all of this that she's going through, it was like she had to reopen wounds,
Yeah.
old scars, right? Having to
Yeah.
testify, having to like deal with people's opinions, people's thoughts about the whole situation. And I'm pretty sure that like him being her husband, like he has to support her because that's his wife. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's the mother of his kids. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I started to think about like, damn, how does he or how does a man in that position that her husband is in right now, like how do you support your significant like because that's a lot.
It is.
That's a lot having to
It
heal all
is.
of that she went through. Probably
Yeah.
even I'm sure he knew everything or at least most of it, but even
I don't
things that
think.
probably he didn't know he
Yeah,
had
I
to
was about to
hear.
say I don't think that he knew all of it, and the reason why I say that is because she's gonna tell him like, "Yo, I went through X, Y, and Z," right? But she's not gonna be incredibly detailed the way that they made her be incredibly detailed now. You know, I did speak to a really close friend of mine today. We was having a debate where it was like, listen, she was like, I have a very unpopular opinion. She was like, listen, if he gets locked up, Cassie got to get locked up with him, for being a
Mm-hmm.
co-conspirator. And I had to remind her, like, listen, Cassie was like 18. This man was like 40 years old. You understand what I'm saying? So manipulation is a real thing. That's one. And, she could be going through Stockholm syndrome. She was like, yeah, but you seen the text and she was doing this and she was doing that. I was like, that was to make her captive happy. Because you want to be in the good graces of your captive. House nigga, field nigga. It's the same shit. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? So I'm still a captive, even though I'm a house nigga. But at the same time, no, I'm a rat on, the field nigga real quick because I want to stay in the good graces of my captor. I learned to love my captor, and that's pretty much the way I see it. And unfortunately for that young lady, because he had life experience. Let me know if I'm going too long. H, you know how to cut me off.
No, hell no. Yeah, yeah, I do. But go
Um,
ahead. No, you're good. You're
sh-
absolutely, absolutely right. Yeah.
yeah, she
A
had
lot of people were talking out of their ass and not understanding or trying to, or were just ignorant to the fact of really how abuse works. They were just looking at it like, oh, but she stayed. Oh, but she stayed. But they don't understand like the depths of mental abuse and emotional abuse and how you can really have a hold on someone. Like the hold goes so deep that they can have such a hold on you that they can really like set you free, and they already mentally know like I know not to fuck up, I know not to leave because this person's gonna be pissed, they're gonna whip my ass, there's consequences to it,
yeah, yeah,
but
cause cause she was
yeah.
like, yo, she was the one setting him up at the end of the day, like setting up some of the freak offs. I mean, you seen the text messages, stuff like that. You gotta understand that woman just wanted to be in his good grace. You understand what I'm saying? And she thought that she was taking steps closer to him as per, I guess the shit that he was doing and whatnot. And she was like, yeah, but when he would say like, go ahead, go do your thing, I was like, you gotta understand, he didn't mean any of that. He didn't mean go ahead and go do your thing. He was
Nope.
basically testing the waters to see how strong the hole was. Because you see what happened when she was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go do my own thing. And then, the whole Kid Cudi thing and, a whole bunch of other stupid shit. So I don't know. I've never agreed with, older men talking to kids. And I'm not
Absolutely,
saying
neither
in
do
the
I.
pedophilia realm. Of course, the pedophilia realm, without goes without saying. But I'm talking about like, yo, 18. 18. I'm not talking to anybody. God forbid if I ever have to, but I'm not talking to anybody younger than 30 years old. As a matter of fact, I think 35 is my cap. Like I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
We
Facts.
can't. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? At 30, you talking about TikTok videos and what I mean? Like we not, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just beyond that phase because I've seen so much more, you
Right.
know. So
Absolutely.
with him, he's like, I don't know, it's just an abuse of power and money and influence.
Mm-hmm. The locks wasn't saying when it said money, power, respect.
Yeah, there was a lot to that at the time. We just didn't know.
Yeah. That was loaded statement, like money,
It
power,
most certainly
respect.
was 100%.
Uh-huh. But yeah,
100%.
so it had me thinking a lot, and I was reading a lot of comments and just reading people saying like, "Oh, if I was her husband, like I would dip." Like that's a lot. Like she ran through. Like that's crazy. And I'm like, "Yo, how does he show up for her now? Because now they have kids, so they still have a life regardless. But
Yeah.
now you have like this extra layer now to their life, like having to deal with mommy and wifey's mental health. Like how does he
They
support her? How does he show support?"
they need professional help together, and it has to be done as a collective and as a group because that's a lot. She was traumatized. He didn't know to what extent. Now he knows to what extent. Now he's traumatized. They both traumatized together. Like, how do I move forward with all of the images that I have in my head? Yes, I love you, and yes, we do have kids, and yes, we have a different type of history, right? Because remember, and just from what I know or what was out there, his thing was just like I was just dealing with a jealous ex. You know what I mean? I'm dealing with a nigga that just really can't let you go, for whatever reason.
Hmm.
Not that y'all was out here knocking off prostitutes. You know what I mean? And then I'm not shading anybody. Just listen, it's good, honest work. The government hasn't figured out how to tax y'all. That's the only reason it's illegal. So that's
Yeah,
it's
yeah, they did. OnlyFans.
oh yeah, there we go. Exactly. 100%.
They
100%.
created OnlyFans. Like, all right, gotcha, bitch.
Yo, for real. Oh shit, that was crazy. Yeah, 100%. OnlyFans. Who? Yeah, all right. Damn.
Yeah, because there are a lot of them that be like, yeah, link in bio. Then you go and it's like OnlyFans, yeah, but you got to pay this and you got to pay that. And if you want
Yeah,
private shit, then you got to pay this. And yeah, all
yeah,
that's getting
exactly.
taxed. OnlyFans taking their piece for sure.
What is it? 1099? Them motherfuckers got the 1099 ready. What's on deck?
Uh huh.
What's on deck?
Yeah, man. But um, it's a lot, and just you know, regular folks like
Mm-hmm.
you and me. Like, how do we support? Let's say you don't have the resources, for therapy.
It's a
How do
lot.
we show up for one another? How do we help one another?
I
How do
can't
we create
even.
a safe space for one another or for that person going through it mentally?
I'll be honest with you. I don't know the right words for that or the right advice. Reason being is because like if you're together, right? And God forbid, and I don't even want to put this out there like that, but you have a child. The child is between the ages of like 5 and 9, and you lose that child together. Most relationships don't survive after that,
Yeah, they don't. I've read
right?
up on that too.
So it's kind of like to me the same thing. Like I'm looking at you as a different person, and then my mind is telling me like, yo, I shouldn't judge you. But the only thing, human nature is to judge. So therefore, I have to. And now, collectively, I'm going through my mental files of all of the conversations that we've had. And I'm like, how is that even true? After I swing to the right and then contrast it with what's going on over here. How is that
Mm-hmm.
true? Like, where did the light switch go off? And you like, all right, cool. I understand what love is. Is this what taught you what love was?
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? So it's
Mm-hmm.
like you love me, but love me how? Cause you was out here doing the most for this dude. So you love me how again? Exactly. All of
Mm-hmm.
the
Now you
arguments
find
that
yourself
we've had.
comparing.
Yeah. All of the arguments that we've had. Now I'm sitting there like this the hurtful shit that you said. And I'm looking over here like, what the fuck is really going on? Right? But we
Mm-hmm.
have kids, and
Right.
we swore an oath to God together. So I to be honest with you, don't come to me for advice because I would be at a loss for words. I wouldn't know what to tell you. I can't say leave her, and at the same time, she's not my girl, so I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yo, she's ran through. She know what she did. Matter of fact, everybody does now.
Right.
You want
And
you
then
want to
that's
be
a
freaky? That's
conversation.
cool.
Then that's a conversation she's got to have with her kids when they grow up. I know she has a
Mm-hmm.
daughter. I don't know. I know she's pregnant. I don't know if she's having a boy or girl. I think she does have two daughters, if I'm not mistaken. And then
Yeah.
she's pregnant
Nuts.
with. I thought that was crazy in itself. I'm like, she's up there 9 months pregnant. What? Testifying against her ex. What?
Yeah,
I
that
would
was
have given
crazy.
birth right there. Like,
Right
it's
there.
too much.
For real. Y'all gonna
That's
have
a
to push the
lot.
trial back or just make me the last witness, you know? Um,
Yeah.
yeah, but no, that
Seriously.
was a lot. That was a lot.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't know. That's a lot. I think like you were saying, when you're with someone else or like, he's looking back like when she's a Diddy, like you did the most and you're with me and it's like, but I think how can I word this? Like if I think back on my personal relationships, like romantic relationships I've had, I can say that they've individually had different versions of me, right? Like me now, you'll probably get not the 100% healed because I highly doubt I'll ever be 100% healed ever, right? But now you'll get a much more healed Haydee
Right,
than my ex that I was with in 2004. You know what I'm saying? Like you could be like, damn, she's doing the most for you now than she did for
right.
me. But it's like, yeah, now I'm with someone different that I know is deserving of that side of me, as opposed to when I
Right.
was with you, that I was not healed and I wasn't doing anything for you and I was toxic as hell and I was, chasing you around with a knife. Like that was different. That was a different, that was a different version of me. So it's like now I feel like, and again, I don't know them personally, it could be totally different, but I feel like now her husband has a different version, a more healed version, and that's a lot to heal from. And even now, like having to like reopen all of that and that can of worms is like, all right, we going back to therapy. That we got more work to do now. You know what I'm saying? But and I think like there's a saying like that, I will quote that says like different people bring out different versions of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never been with someone that like, let's say even being with someone that struggles with depression or bipolar. Like I personally haven't been with someone. I feel like I might have been with somebody with bipolar, but I'm no one to diagnose anyone. So, but that's a lot. Like I know someone that suffers from bipolar and the symptoms and all of that. Like when you're manic, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
lot to deal with. Like I personally don't know how you would even find it in you to have to like support this person mentally and being with, because it feels like it's never enough.
Yep. And
Because
it's
that's
like, how
at
did I
what
even get
point,
here?
yeah, at what point are you like, all right, I have to also take care of my mental health because now my mental health is diminishing, helping you with yours. Like,
Big facts. Yep.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, it's a lot. And then lately, I've kind of been like, listen, and this is not me joking of anyone that suffers from autism or anything like that. But yo, recently, I kind of feel like I have a little pinch of autism, just a little bit.
You on the spectrum?
I think so. And then I read up on it.
Yeah.
And apparently, a lot of like 80s and 90s babies are
On the
undiagnosed with
spectrum.
autism
Yep.
and are on the
100%.
spectrum.
100%. Because I used to, I guess before it became non-PC, people would say that a lot, and then I look at, just prejudge people. But I'm like, a lot of people are on the spectrum and don't even know it. And don't even fucking know it. I know a guy personally right now, and people be cracking up because, it's a mutual friend of a lot of people. And I'm like, this dude is on the spectrum. I promise you he is. Right? And they laugh, but I'm dead serious. Like, a lot of people are on the spectrum. I'm not on the spectrum. I'm not smart enough to be on the spectrum. I'm not
Cut
smart
it
enough to be on the
out.
spectrum. Nah, I'm
Cut
dead
it
ass.
out.
Like,
Yeah, I don't know. I just felt certain things and I was like, let me look at this up. Like, but then again, you have a headache and you look it up and then like, oh, you got a brain tumor on Google. So it's like you never
yeah,
know, you know what I mean? But shit,
word.
I just felt that way. Like there was something that I was like, you know what? Something ain't right. Let me
But
check
let
this
me
out.
ask you a question. Yeah, 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 yeah. So before you self-diagnose, what put you on that path?
Um, just like certain things, certain behaviors that I would have.
Like what?
Um,
I need specifics.
a lot of repetitive behavior as far as like, see, I want to put it all out there. You know what I mean?
All
Because I don't
right,
want
leave it.
the
Hell,
TISM community to come after me.
as long as you keep saying the TISM community, they on your heels. So, shit like
Respectfully,
that.
listen, guys. I make humor out of everything going on. Although the trauma I make jokes about, but
Have to. Yep.
um, right, that's my coping mechanism.
Wow.
There were certain things that I was looking up, like for example, there are certain behaviors that I do because like there's a comfort to it. And I looked it up as something simple as like watching the same television show. It's
Hmm.
like, yeah, it's like that repetitive pattern
So let me
is
ask you a
can
question.
put you on the spectrum.
Not even to cut you, but you already know we've all been around kids that could watch the same fucking television show 4 times in a row, back to back. Wake up the next day and do it 4 more times. Like,
Hmm.
so I don't know that necessarily puts you in the category of the tism.
No, yeah, for sure. It's other is more things. It's more like my
I got you.
overstimulation,
Let me
like the
let me stop you there.
isolation.
I don't want you to
Yeah.
put all your business out there because you know me. I got a shovel in my hand. I'll keep digging. All right, cool. Moving on. We going somewhere else with this.
But
Yeah.
I am this was recently. This was like a discovery that I made recently. So
Uh
I'm like
huh.
I'm definitely gonna like, probably get tested for, because I know there's like several tests that they will do to see if you really are on the spectrum. Because I'd rather know now because I don't have children. I want to have children. Like, is this something that if I
Okay.
am on the spectrum, I
Okay.
could pass it on? You know what I'm saying? My child will more than likely be born with autism and stuff like that. So it's good
Yeah.
to know where I'm
For
at
sure.
so I know where my offspring will more than likely be at, if that, you know?
For sure.
So,
For those reasons, I concur. Because
yeah.
anything else, I'm like, yo, I like you the way you are. We don't need to know. But yeah, you want to
Just
have like.
the way you are. But yeah, so we're gonna segue a little bit, kind of like on the same topic though, with this whole Diddy thing. So recently, Kid Cudi took the stand recently, as in yesterday, this week. He
Yeah.
took the stand and he testified on allegedly his car being blown up. He was dating Cassie. Diddy found out. All of a sudden, he had his car blown up while he was out of town, blah, 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 whatever. Long story short, after that took place, because I'm always on social media right after because I want to know what the people are saying. I want to
Right.
agitate myself with ignorant ass people. But I was reading that people were calling him a snitch
For what?
because he testified against Diddy. Like,
I mean, this shit is ridiculous. The snitch shit is ridiculous, and I promise you, it's a bunch of broke motherfuckers saying this shit. None of it makes sense. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm gonna get you whichever. It doesn't mean that, first of all, and pardon my language, ladies. It doesn't mean that he pussy. It just means that, like, I'm going through something right now, right, with my sister, and because it's documented and the cops are involved now, and things are, whatever. Like my hands are tied. But I'm gonna
mm-hmm,
get you whichever way I can get you. If you think that you're not gonna pay for it, you're gonna pay for it. You understand? So that doesn't mean that you get to move with impunity because now the law's involved and stuff like that. Nah, the law's involved. So now, technically speak, he can't do shit. Right? He can't do. There's
mm-hmm,
no retribution. There's no retribution. So if the cops get their hands on you first, I'm there to support that effort. Right? It's not about snitching because I'm gonna punch him in his. I will punch him in the face just the same. You get what I'm saying? So it's about it being handled. I don't understand the whole criminality thing of like snitching and shit like that. That's crazy. I'm triggered right now. Little girl gets hit by a
I see.
stray, and then somebody stands up and says something to bring that person to justice. They snitching, bro. You just took a whole life off the street. Like,
Right.
are you stupid or what? You understand? So
Mm-hmm,
it's either going to get, street justice or you're going to get real justice. And when I say real justice, I'm just talking about justice of the land. You understand what I'm saying? So which justice you
mm-hmm.
going to get? But I'm going to get justice. I promise you that. You
Right.
know? So the whole snitch shit, I turn a blind ear to that because none of this shit makes sense to me. If it was your mother, you mean to tell me if it was your mother, you're not saying nothing. Right? And don't tell me that you're gonna go handle it yourself after the law is involved, because now it just makes you a fucking idiot. Now you're an idiot. You understand? Because now
Mm-hmm.
niggas see you coming from a mile away, so you're gonna throw it all away for that. Meanwhile, pardon. Meanwhile, we can actually go just talk to the. I mean, you understand? I'm not, nigga. He's caught already. You caught.
Right.
Like,
Right.
what are you talking about? But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was so confused because I'm like, he literally almost killed him. He wasn't there, but he didn't know that, he was out of town or whatever. Like, I mean, as it went on, it was found that apparently the fingerprints was that of a woman. So I don't know. But regardless, it's like, why is he being labeled a snitch? First of all, Kid Cudi is not a street dude.
At all.
He's
He's a civilian for sure.
Yeah, he's
100%.
not a street dude whatsoever. Like he ain't he's never claimed being in a gang. He's never claimed to be a street dude. Like he's a little nerdy dude from the
You
valley
know,
or some shit.
yeah. And just to give clarity on the snitching thing, right? You and I run into the bank, right? You and me, we
Mm-hmm.
run into the bank. We stick the whole bank up. I get caught. I'm not giving them your name.
Mm-hmm.
We did this together. You understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna take my time and whatever it is, boom, boom, snitching. You do something to me and I can't get my hands on you and the law get their hands on you, nigga, you better fucking believe I'm trying to put you under the jail. I was trying to put you in the dirt so you got off. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah,
Right.
you got off. You was gonna be one with the earth, but they just trying to put you
You
under
got a
the
good
fucking.
deal.
You got a hell of a deal, and you got a discount. So why are we even doing that? Like the shit sound crazy. So when I think with the whole snitching thing, a lot of these young cats they actually get it fucked up. Like you just not supposed to talk to the law. You saying don't talk to the law, but then the law go out there do something fucked up. But y'all running around here with these big ass machine guns shooting each other. But the law do something fucked up to you. Ain't nobody outside. You understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Nobody's outside. So that either means that you pussy or you know what I mean, you just more scared of the law than you are the ops. So I'm supposed to be super scared of you because that means that I'm not supposed to go to the law and tell them what the fuck you did to me. You understand? Or
Mm-hmm.
corroborate, excuse me. Corroborate, because remember, you've already gotten caught. So I'm corroborating what they're saying. Yes. This little do dirty nigga did blah 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 blah, this, that, and the third. Yes. You understand what I'm saying? So until and one of the realest things that I've seen in the past month was the dad's son getting murdered by a police officer running away.
Oh yes.
The next day, the dad he kills a police officer. And I'm like 60s, 70s Black Panther shit. Like nigga, that's gangster shit. You get what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And even in court, when he stared down all the officers, knowing good and goddamn well they're gonna beat his ass once they get a chance.
I saw that. He was walking by them with his head high, staring
Yeah.
at all of them right in the eye. I was like,
Yeah, real nigga shit, right? Salute to him.
yeah.
But these motherfuckers like Kid Cudi, he's snitching on Diddy. Are you sucking Diddy's dick too? Like, what are we doing? You was one of them? Like, I'm confused. The nigga did something to him, right? The law got involved. This is how we litigate. This is how we litigate. I can't sue him.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you a question. If he sues him for millions and billions of dollars or whatever, does that make him a snitch as well? Right? Because he's
Right.
saying how you wronged me. The only difference is you got to give me money for how you've wronged me, and this is actually taking away your freedom. I didn't write the law. I didn't write the law, but we're still litigating it nonetheless. So
Mm-hmm.
for me, it irritates me when I hear people say that. A lot of times when I hear it, and it could even be in a group setting of my peers, and I'm like, I'm walking away because I'm not fucking with y'all. Not like that. That shit right there doesn't even make any sense.
It's like no snitching, but with conditions. Like
Yeah,
you can
exactly.
only snitch if this, and you can only snitch if that. Like, no,
Uh,
we that's I always thought that was stupid. Honestly, always thought it was stupid. Like you said, you put the perfect scenario. Like we rob a bank together. It's like, all right, I'm not snitching on you, but like, God forbid you do something to me or mine. Like, absolutely, I'm picking you up right there. This is where he live at. Like, you go get. This is
Word.
where he work at. This is what we doing. Like,
Yeah, we
what are we
started
talking
off as
about?
ops, and we started off as ops. So all is fair in love and war. You understand what it means? Like what that means, and it's by any means necessary. You
Mm-hmm.
don't get to pick and choose your fate and who delivers your fate. You don't. All
Mm-hmm.
right, dummy, you got caught, right? And I'm gonna corroborate everything. Period. That make me pussy? It doesn't because had I got my hands on you, you'd have a raw deal. You got a good deal now. You understand what I'm saying? You get to go spend your time
Mm-hmm.
with a bunch of other sweaty dicks. How about that? You like that? Beat it. Fuck out of here with that stupid shit. Niggas is crazy out here. Like, and this is when you realize what you're dealing with, the mentality
Mm-hmm.
that you're dealing with. You know, like no snitching. All right, cool. No snitching. You're all about why? Why no snitching? Why? That and I beg to ask that question to anybody. No snitching. Why? Why no snitching?
That's
Why?
such a terrible. That's such a terrible like way to live, or even something to even stand behind. No snitching, especially in the black and brown communities. Like, really?
Man,
You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you not? If anything,
I want my
I'd be
grandmother to
damned.
walk down the street.
I'd be damned if one of my friends would be like, "Oh, nah, I can't snitch on this person." Like, what? Are you stupid? Like, nah, I'm snitching. You not
I
telling?
mean,
I'm telling.
it depends on how egregious it is. You know what I mean? Like
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
yeah, if you want some Robin Hood shit, no snitching. If you just put somebody in the dirt that you know, I don't like did something real crazy and heinous to your family, don't come talk to me. Go talk to somebody else. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
But if you out here and spraying up the hood, just hitting, excuse me, hitting random people,
Or
yeah,
innocent children,
yeah, it was
killing
him.
innocent child.
Yeah, you
Absolutely.
know, you don't
Absolutely.
want shit niggas to gentrify shit, but you got to also understand at the same time the neighborhoods are safer. Don't
With one less
gentrify it.
person.
Yeah, like you know, niggas. Anyway, yeah, because
Yeah. The crazy thing is that he didn't even go to the Kid Cudi didn't even go to the cops with that
at
situation, with that
all.
incident. Like, he was subpoenaed in court, and you have to, once you're subpoenaed, like,
I
you
mean,
don't
but
have a choice.
them motherfuckers be like, but you could plead the fifth for what? We here now.
Yeah. Right. Like, might as well. Like, look at all of this shit he's doing. Why would I
Yeah,
not? Why would not be a part of taking him down? Like, he's a whole menace. He was a
eh,
whole menace.
for sure,
Now
100%.
I'm thinking back, like, when he dressed up as the Joker for Halloween, and he was going around being a menace to everybody in the street. Now I get it. Like, you was really in your bag. Like, that was your bag.
I was thinking about that yesterday because remember he ran down on the dude was screaming at the dude. He was like, "Yo, you don't know who
Yeah.
the fuck I am." Oh, word,
Yo,
word,
and you seen
relax.
the guy kind of like, when he knew it was him and he realized it, he was like, "Oh shit!" Like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh yeah, let me
I was
back
just playing.
down."
I was playing.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, I didn't know to this extent though. I didn't know he was like so bad. I mean, for years, you and I, like, we follow the culture and hip hop. We've known for years he was like somewhat of a villain, but
Mm-hmm.
not to this extent. Not to this extent. Like, not only is he a freak, because a lot of people are saying too, like, oh, you know, what is he getting charged with? Why is he gonna go to jail? Like, he's just a big old freak. Like, oh, he likes lube, or he likes freakos, and
Right.
like, no, it's
And you know what? These are the closed-minded individuals that are probably deviants as well. You know, because when I say that, is this you got to understand? You take Diddy down, you fuck up my entire childhood, right? Because it was
mm-hmm.
all the bad boy era. We went from, well, me personally, went from like the whole Slick Rick era, you know, Eric being Rakim, Eric B for president, and shit like that, straight into bad boy. Like literally straight
Yeah.
into bad boy in that
Yep.
whole era and whatnot. And for New Yorkers, bad boy was it was an important label. You know, super duper
Mm-hmm.
important. Um, so I don't take pride in being like, yeah, fuck him. No, I don't. That means
Mm-hmm.
that a lot of shit can't be in my playlist because of this nigga. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? I'm not I can't I just can't do it. You know what I mean? I can't do it because it doesn't feel good. You know, it's not the R. Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it is exactly the R. Kelly shit for us on this side of things. I'm like, you listen to R. Kelly, he's just pissing on minors until it's your daughter. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Then it's like he's not pissing on minors. Then you won't
And
put
that was a
headphones to it.
big listen. That was a big loss, because it's like, how do
Mm-hmm.
you not listen to him? Because either way, you're not listening to him. You're listening to a song that was written by him, that was
Hundred
produced by
percent.
him. Same thing with Diddy. You might not listen to Diddy, but
Hundred
guess what?
percent.
You love that Danity Kane song that was produced by who? Diddy.
Yeah.
Like, you
Crazy.
love that Carl Thomas, I'm So Emotional. Who was it produced by? Diddy. Like, you know what I'm
Crazy.
saying? So it's tough. It is. But I don't know,
No more
man. We still
total.
got plenty.
You know what I mean? No nothing.
What?
Exactly. Can't listen to total. Like, cause the niggas all over the song. I'm like,
Yo, oh my God. I don't know. I don't know. But I mean, there's still a couple of weeks. There's still a lot more to, I guess, to be unraveled and
yeah.
to be told. But
Mm-hmm.
let's see. All right, Styles, you got any last words? We gonna wrap it up.
Oh,
Brunch hour words, hustle and
I'm
heal.
surprised you ain't even touched the Remy and Papoose thing. Look, look, look,
Because I
look,
feel
look.
like there's still, you know why? Because I feel like there's still going things that's gonna happen this week. That's
Uh,
why.
okay,
So
fair
I
enough.
think you know what. Matter of fact, I ain't gonna touch on it. Let's see how this week goes. If nothing else comes out, you're coming back and we talking about what has
Fair
come
enough.
out.
Cause you already know. You already know I got a whole
New
Brooklyn
York is
down.
falling apart, Styles.
I got a whole Brooklyn down. You know.
Yo, Pap, right? And I'm Bronx right here. So
It's funny. And then not and we not even going deep. I just want to throw this out there. Like, Pap ain't say nothing about this shit in 3, 4 years. Like, he has not come out. Your man had 3 lives back to back last night. 3. You understand? And I'm not here to slander Remy. Again, we wasn't there. We wasn't a fly on the wall. You know what I mean? And don't know them motherfuckers personally. However, I'm gonna leave it there.
I know, I know it's a tough one too because I'm a Remy fan, Terror Squad fan
Oh
to the
yeah, Pap
core.
know.
But
Castle Hill in the building. Oh,
but I can't. Yeah, I'll save my thoughts, in my
we'll
opinion,
wait.
for our next. Yeah,
We'll wait.
We'll wait to see what else unfolds during this week. I feel like it's not over because they both want to be like on top, being petty. I feel like his
Right.
girl gonna do a live real soon too. Talk her
Yeah.
shit. Her dude gonna probably do a live, talk some shit. So
He already
yeah.
did. He did 3. And what I all right. I'm not
No,
gonna get into it.
Remy's man. I don't
Remy's
know. I
got a
mean, I don't know
man.
if
She
ain't
she
she with
with a
that
man.
battle rapper? She not with him?
She ain't been with that dude in a minute. Yeah, they broke
Either
up a long
way,
time ago.
either
But
way, that's gonna be Paps. He calls him what was he calling him? The
TV
knockout?
Pat, they're not. Yo, oh,
He kept
shit,
calling
Glass Jaw or something.
he kept calling him some shit like knockout something. I was dying. I'm like,
But
yo, he's so slick with his words. He could tell he's such a battle rapper.
the fucking the live was so respectful. Just the way he handled it. Because you could count on 2 hands the amount of curse words he put in there. Like, it was no. He was like,
Yeah,
listen,
I
I'm
know.
gonna just give you the facts. Y'all fight with the
Hmm.
facts, and I'm like, I like that. Let's fight with the facts. So it wasn't even on no. We gonna leave it alone. We gonna leave it alone. We gonna see what happens over the
We'll get on
weekend,
it. We'll get on it
and we'll
soon.
come back, right? Because it's her birthday weekend this weekend, no?
Uh-huh. Her birthday, yeah. Well, is it or next week? I'm not sure. I thought it was like beginning of June. I know she a
I know.
Gemini. Not too
Yeah.
fond of them, but whatever. I'm going for my Pisces Pap brother.
Oh man. Oh man. I didn't even know he was a Pisces.
He definitely is.
Mm.
His
Okay.
loyalty says it.
Okay.
Tell everyone where they can find you. Tell listeners where they can find you, the pods, everything you got going on.
Yeah, for sure. You can find me on the Brunch Hour podcast on IG. You can find me and my sis on Hustle and Hill podcast on IG as well, and on all other platforms, Hustle and Hill, the letter N, YouTube channel and all that other good shit. And pretty much wherever you find Haiti, you find me. I'm not too far behind.
That's right. And more skits are coming soon. Don't worry. I did have somebody ask me, they're like, yeah, dropping more skits. We coming soon. Listen,
Oh
sometimes
yeah,
life be life in. We be
yeah.
having all these different things that we tackling, but we coming soon. Don't worry about it. And I will definitely include all of Styles pods and all that stuff in the episode details. So make sure you guys subscribe, listen, share, all that good stuff. Ladies Pitch, you already know on Instagram at Ladies Pitch, YouTube at Ladies Pitch, or even Google at Ladies Pitch. And yeah, I'll pop up there. All right. So thank you guys for tuning in. We will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
Later.